Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is April Widiawati. You can call me April. I am 18 years old. I am from Awi. I am a student at the State Islamic University of Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang from the Department of Chemistry, Faculty of Science and Technology. I will explain about the aeration, wastewater treatment, coagulation, and flocculation. Aeration. Aeration is the creation of channel or holes so that oxygen can enter so that the process goes well, either the composition, growth, or other reaction, because oxygen is reactive. Aeration is the process of contacting water with various kinds of oxygen, as in the picture above, which is made in various ways so that there is air that touch the water. An example of aeration in nature is the presence of ribose in the river, which must have a lot of fish because the dissolved oxygen is very large, and this is what biota likes. In the aquarium, aeration uses an air pump or blower which will spray air into the aquarium. If the aquarium pump is turned off, the water will become cloudy and the fish will die. Why? Because the amount of oxygen in it will decrease when no outside air is pumped in. So, when oxygen is pumped into the water, it will increase the amount of dissolved oxygen. In the water that we see is clear. It is not necessarily good quality and suitable for drinking, because there might be ions that are not good, so it is not good for consumption. Then ions that are dissolved in the water, even though filtered, do not necessarily have mineral level that meet health limits. Aeration events in nature apart from water river in river. There is also superlarge aeration, namely waves on the beach. In seawater is very rich in ions. For example, seawater that tastes salt. When there are waves, the waves will enter oxygen into the water. When seawater meets high dissolved oxygen, it makes seawater mineral from oxides or solids and will settle and gather into sand. So the sand is the result of the aeration process. Biological aeration. In man-made water treatment, when the waste contains something that can no longer be filtered using a filter, what should be done? Can use biological aeration, which has microbes in the water. Aeration will try to contact the air with water, and usually microbes will decompose organic compounds. Water purification. Water purification can be done using alum. Alum is a group of hydrate double salts in the form of crystals and isomorphic. These alum crystals are fairly soluble in water, and their solubility varies depending on the type of metal and temperature. Alum is a chemical compound made from water molecules and two types of salt, one of which is usually Al2SO4. Alum has been known as a flocculator, which functions to agglomerate impurity in the water purification process. Alum is often used as a water purifier. Turbidity in water can be removed through the addition of a type of chemical called a coagulant. In general, materials such as alum as a coagulant in water and waste treatment. As a coagulant, alum sulfate is very effective in settling suspended particles in the form of colloid and suspension. And then coagulation. Coagulation is the addition of chemicals to destabilize the electrostatic force of non-stable solids. Coagulant chemicals typically have a positive charge which binds to the negatively charged particles in water, neutralizing them and allowing them to come together to form small clumps of particles called microflux. In most cases, the chemical reaction occurs in a fraction of a second, so it's important the coagulant is dispersed quickly and evenly to encourage as many particle collisions as possible. Because this process relies on chemical reaction, several considerations must be made. Water temperature, for example, cold water usually slow coagulation and flocculation reactions, which might require more time to achieve optimal flow. Formation extreme volume or pH high or low will also interfere with the process. Coagulant effectiveness is highly dependent on pH. For some coagulants, alkalinity is a factor. Operator might need to rise out validity for coagulation to be effective when using iron or aluminum coagulants that can consume alkalinity and decrease pH when they are at too low alkalinity. Water turbidity is also important. The lower the turbidity, the more difficult it is to form proper flow. The most common coagulant chemical used is aluminum sulfide, commonly called alum. When added to water, alum forms jelly-like particles of aluminum hydroxide. The trivalent aluminum ions neutralize and attach to negatively charged particles in water, forming microflux. Alum works best in a pH range of 5.5 to 7.5. Polyaluminum chloride and iron salts such as ferric chloride and ferric sulfate are also used. They operate over a wider pH range. Coagulant and flocculant aids are added to improve binding pool, strong, more stable flow, and affect flocculation by increasing flow. High strength and overflow density. In addition, they help overcome the effect of low temperature, reduce the amount of coagulant needed, and reduce the amount of solute products. Commonly used coagulant aids include cationic polymer. Polymers are defined as a synthetic compound with high molecular weight and composed of repeating chemical units or monomers. Polymers may be polyelectrolytes, such as the water-soluble flocculants, water-insoluble ion exchange reagents, or insoluble uncharged materials. Polymers are long chains of molecules that produce highly charged agents and held by microflow together into large flow particles. They are very popular with operation because they are very effective and can be positive, negative, or neutral to charge, providing a great deal of flexibility in different circumstances. Thanks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.